transmit the games.
Right,
You
yes.
couldn't hear, but now with the advent of the internet and Catch It Live going everywhere, it's great that you're out there doing it. And I do understand also. I also understand that you are accepting sponsors for those games as well. Is that true?
Yes, we're always looking for new sponsors. So all you have to do is just give me a call or.
So if you have a child that's involved in those sports and you want to make sure that this keeps continuing, you can have your company mentioned and be a sponsor of the weekly basketball games, right?
Correct. One of our main sponsors, the presenting sponsors, Milford Southern States, Gary Road, has been with us all season long. Nice guy, and we're just glad to have him on board. We also go ahead.
No, and how do they get up with you?
Well, they can call me or they can email me. I will just don't call me late at night, but 302-245-3309. And also, if you want to reach me by my email, anthonythesportsguy@gmail.com. And I'll be glad to speak with you, and hopefully we can work something out.
It's a very cost-effective way to get your name out there and help support athletics, really,
right,
indirectly.
Yes.
So that's great.
And the best thing really about it, you're helping the community, but you can listen to it over and over again.
That's right, because you leave it out there,
right,
so you can relive those great shots.
Yes, you can over and over
and
again.
over and over again. I do see a special guest she's
yes.
around the other side of that pole.
Yeah, she is here.
So,
and we'll have her coming up.
So, how much longer do we go to break, sir?
I think we have 2 minutes.
Just around the corner.
We still have
just around the corner.
We got to mention it's Super Bowl time.
Oh,
Baltimore Ravens.
Baltimore. You know,
San
how did I
Francisco
forget
49ers.
that? What's the point spread now? What are we down to?
3.5.
3.5. You know, I started at like 7 or 8.
Oh, it did? Okay.
And now it's down to.
I saw that today.
Well, I bet you the money on this room is on a certain University of Delaware quarterback.
Yes, Joe Flacco. And on ESPN, he's wanting $20 million per year in a new contract.
Yikes.
So if he doesn't get a big contract like Peyton Manning or Drew Brees, they're probably going to have to franchise him.
Which they will, because they won't want to lose him.
Yes. So that's what they'll probably do if they cannot come to terms.
It was an exciting game last week, wasn't it?
Oh, it was.
It was an exciting. I hope Flacco does well. I know our whole family's rooting for him. You know, I'm kind of glad they're the underdogs because they seem to do better. Mm-hmm. I'd like to see the Ravens go out this year and win this thing, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be. We know one thing. Which of the brothers is going to be screaming louder on the sidelines? Do we know that?
No, I don't think we know that.
I'll tell you, I am convinced it's that 49er guy. He seems to be a little bit more unhinged than,
Jim Harbaugh,
than the other Harbaugh.
John is the older Harbaugh for the
John
Ravens.
Seems to be a little bit more laid back, a little bit more laid back. But John, he seems to get all fired up about the game and all the excitement going on and screaming and yelling. And I hope he has a lot to scream about, like fumbles, interceptions, a lot of those bad things. So you're not going to the game?
No.
I was
Jim
told,
didn't hook us up
I
for any
was
tickets,
told
so we're
that
not
Catch It Live was on their way to the Super Bowl, and I figured I just didn't make the cut.
No, I don't think Jim purchased any tickets.
Jim didn't. Well,
the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl. When are we leaving?
The next Super Bowl.
The next Super
okay.
Bowl. Or it was probably the last one, and he got a real cheap price
I bet
on
he
last
did.
year's
Yes,
game.
I bet he did.
Well, I think in a minute we're going to be back with a very special guest who I think you're going to spend some time with here. One of our superstars in Delaware, where she's disappeared again. But
the current Miss Delaware, Alyssa Murray, we're going to have her on a couple minutes.
So we're going to be right back in a couple minutes here. Catch It Live, Bridgeville, Delaware. Come on in, get a great meal, get a great dessert, and buy something for Jim Weller to eat. We'll be right back in a couple minutes with Miss Delaware.
And we're back alive at Jimmy's Grill where the food is hot. And Jim is enjoying a lot of French fries, but I don't believe he's sharing any with Jack Riddle. Now I'd like to welcome in my special guest, the current Miss Delaware, Alyssa Murray. And Alyssa, thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
How does it feel to be the current Miss Delaware? And there's a lot of former alumni from the University of Delaware that is or has been Miss Delawares.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Delaware. I'm from Selbyville, so it's special to me to represent the state that I've lived in for 21 years, and I'm of course at the University of Delaware, and the support from UD has been overwhelming. The president of Greek Life was tweeting for everybody to vote for me for Miss America. You know, it was great to see such a huge university come together to support me, and there are actually a lot of Delaware alumni who were Miss Delawares. I think Miss Delaware 2008 and 2009 were both at UD. So it's cool. It's kind of like a legacy and a sisterhood. It's fun.
I think it was Galen Giacomo,
Galen and Heather
Lehman, and I think that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Recently, that's okay. The two at Delaware. Yeah.
It has to be fun for you to
it is fun.
Go on campus. And have you met Joe Flacco yet?
Actually, I have to take the year off, so I'm not at Delaware right now. I haven't met Joe Flacco, but I have tweeted a marriage proposal, and I'm waiting to hear back about that.
I think he's married, so he does have a brother, Mike Flacco, but he's probably married too.
Yeah, I actually have to take the year off from Delaware to be Miss Delaware. I'll be back next year. I'm excited to go back to normal life. As much as being Miss Delaware is incredible, I have 6 years of school left. So, yeah.
So it'd be too hard to juggle classes and Miss Delaware because you're all over the state,
yeah,
is
there's
that
no
correct?
way. There hasn't been a Miss Delaware that stayed in college in the past 10 years, I don't think. It's usually a contractual agreement that you have to take off school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and work.
So you have 6 years left?
Yes. Well, 2 years of undergrad, and then either 3 or 4 years of grad school, depending on what I end up doing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm hoping to be a lawyer, and if I decide to get my MBA and my JD, that's 4 years. And if I just do Juris Doctorate, it's 3. So we'll see what kind of law I decide to go into.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, you just competed at the 86th Annual Miss America.
Yeah.
And it was on ABC, so everybody got to watch.
Oh, yeah.
How was it to be there?
It was really surreal, and it was nothing like I was expecting it to be. This year was a lot different than previous Miss Americas because we were being followed by camera crews from ABC, from Live Well Network, and we're constantly looking over our shoulders, making sure the cameras aren't in on private conversations. So it was almost like it's a dream, and I'm still don't really believe it happened.
Oh, okay.
I think I walked away with a lot of new friends. Miss Wyoming was my roommate.
Oh, okay.
And then I got really close with Miss Virgin Islands. I've been texting them all day. Miss Massachusetts. I mean, the girls are awesome. You meet some incredible girls. So I didn't win. I didn't win Miss America, but I definitely didn't walk away empty-handed. And I also won non-finalist interview, which was great. That's a big honor at Miss America. And then I was a Quality of Life finalist also, which was that was my goal all along. So, yeah, so that was exciting.
How does it feel to do so well, even though you didn't win?
I mean, it's a big deal just to go to Miss America, and I think a lot of us lose sight of that when we're prepping. We're working out every day, we're eating really healthy, we're practicing our talent all the time. We kind of lose sight of how a couple months ago all we wanted was to be our Miss State. In June, all I wanted was to be Miss Delaware. And I can't say that I walked away disappointed at all, I think there's a lot more things going in my life than just Miss America, and I'm really happy with the way things turned out.
And nobody in Delaware has ever won Miss America.
They haven't, no. Maybe next year. We'll see.
You never know. I guess it really depends on the judges.
It does.
How were the judges?
The judges were really nice. Damon was a little intimidating. From Shark Tank. He was kind of terrifying.
Oh, okay.
And it's funny, I was most scared of Katie Stam because she's a former Miss America, and she was so nice. I had her laughing in my interview, and she was one of the nicest judges there. And then Sam Champion, I'm a big fan of his. So it was just cool to meet Sam Champion.
The meteorologist on ABC in the morning?
Yeah, on Good Morning America, just getting to talk to him, that was cool.
So did Katie give you any advice? Or
we weren't allowed to talk to him outside of the interview. We only get 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are there former contestant winners from previous years that are there on hand to kind of help you out and guide you?
You're not allowed any outside contact during Miss America. You don't get to see your director for more than, I think you get 2 minutes after talent rehearsal. You don't get to see your parents. The really only outside contact you get is on visitation nights after prelims, which are half an hour. So, no, there's not any, beyond the security guards, the hostesses, and the other girls, there's not much contact with the outside world.
Well, how do you prepare and get ready to compete in a Miss America pageant without really any former contestant winners giving you advice?
Oh, well, before Miss America, I had a lot of help.
Oh, okay.
Before Miss America, the Miss Delaware sisterhood's really close. At Miss America, like I said, you get no contact. But before, Maria Cahill was Miss Delaware last year. She's one of my best friends. Kayla Martell has been really helpful, and Galen was texting me, helping me prepare all before. A lot of the preparation is, of course, physical, talent preparation, getting ready for swimsuit, eating healthy, working out. But for me, a lot of it was more mental, like getting to a place in my mind where I knew I was ready to be at Miss America. It's intimidating. You're there with 52 girls from 18 to 24 who've done amazing things, or 17 to 24, really. Girls who are changing the world. It's a little intimidating. It takes a while to feel like you fit in, especially being from Delaware.
What most impressed you about the ladies competing at the Miss America pageant?
Yeah, the girls at Miss America, there were a couple girls that just blew me away. I don't know if you heard anything about Miss Montana, Alexis Weinman. She's only 18, and she's a beautiful girl and incredibly talented and smart and funny. She actually has autism, and she won People's Choice and made top 16. And I told her at rehearsal the day of Miss America, I said, "You're going to win People's Choice, and I'm going to cry like a baby." And she won People's Choice, and I cried like a baby. But she's amazing. She's already changed the world, and she's 18. And Miss New Hampshire, she survived stage 4 cancer. I mean, there's just so many girls that have these amazing stories, that have done these incredible things. And it's really an honor to be associated in the same group as these girls, to be in the same class.
What was your impression of the newly crowned Miss America from New York?
I love Mallory. I can't say I got to know her too well at Miss America, but when I was around her, she always kept me laughing. I think the best way I can describe Mallory is she's like the cool girl in high school that you really want to be like, but she's not the mean cool girl. She's so nice. She's really nice to everybody, and she just puts everything out there. I respect her a lot. I think she's exactly what the organization needs right now, and
So
she's beautiful.
You think she was the right fit?
I think she absolutely was the right fit. Once it got to the top 5, I think I would have been really happy with any of them being Miss America. They were all of those girls were great. They were really nice girls. I think Mallory is going to make big steps for the organization. She's the first tap dancer in a very long time, if not ever. I mean, she's talented, she's entertaining, and she's beautiful. And just her story's cool. She grew up in Alabama and moved to New York with $1,000. At one point, she was down to like her last $5, I think. But I respect her, moving at 19 to follow her dream, and now she's Miss America. I think she's awesome.
And what was your talent at the Miss America?
I'm a dancer.
Oh, okay.
I do jazz.
And what was the song that you used?
I did River Deep Mountain High by Celine Dion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with Celine.
You can't, especially not in Vegas.
That's true, too.
Yeah.
Now, as far as the diet, I imagine you're on a strict regimen. What could you eat during Miss America?
The main thing about prepping for Miss America is I worked out a lot. I had a personal trainer, Paul Timmons at the Firm in Rehoboth. He's amazing. And then it was just clean eating. It wasn't deprivation. It wasn't starving. It was clean eating. A lot of greens, a lot of lean protein, no dairy, no carbs, things like that. And I really started the no carbs a couple weeks before Miss America. I can't say that I was deprived or starving, but I'd be lying if I told you I wasn't hungry a lot before Miss America.
Now, since you're back, can you go back to maybe eating McDonald's cheeseburgers and enjoying some ice cream and some other delights?
Yeah, after when I got home from Miss America, 2 of my best guy friends came and picked me up and took me to get a Big Mac. So that was a big deal. And then I've been indulging the past 2 weeks, but yesterday was my cutoff, and I've started eating healthy. And once my personal trainer's back in town, I'll be going back to the gym every day. So.
What's your favorite food?
I really like chicken and dumplings.
Oh, okay.
My grandmother does really good chicken and dumplings.
And during Miss America, you probably couldn't eat that kind of stuff.
I hadn't had chicken and dumplings since maybe September. And then I had them yesterday.
So when you become Miss Delaware and then you're preparing for Miss America, you have to really want it because you have to cut back on stuff you really enjoy.
Yeah,
normally.
I mean, you do. My theory is if you completely cut out everything you love, you're either going to be completely miserable or you're going to eventually overdo it. So everything in moderation. If I really wanted ice cream, I would have a scoop of ice cream. It's portion control more than anything. But it's more of a healthy lifestyle choice more so than a diet, I would say. So Miss America isn't about being as skinny as you can be. It's about being as fit as you can be. I can overhead squat my own body weight. I've flipped tires.
Oh, okay.
I can flip a 240-pound tire 4 times. I'm not starving.
Oh, okay.
I'm just, I work out and I take care of myself.
Oh, okay.
It's important to me anyway, besides just the Miss America thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Flipping tires.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Oh,
neat.
yeah. I grew up on a farm, so I guess it could come in
Okay.
handy.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Could you pick up the tractor maybe?
I'll work on that one.
Oh, okay.
I'll work on that.
Okay. Now, as Miss Delaware, what has been your best experience? I read where you got to meet Vice President Joe Biden.
I did. I met Vice President Joe Biden, and Returns Day in general was really cool. I got to meet a lot of great people, and I think the coolest part about being Miss Delaware is meeting the kids, though. As great as meeting the Vice President is, it's the kids that make it worth it. You know, I just got back in town at midnight on Sunday, and you know, it's you're exhausted, but it's the children that you meet and the lives that you touch that make being Miss Delaware worth it sometimes. It's not the most glamorous job in the world. You really have to love what you're doing. And meeting children, like so many special children, makes it worth it. I've been to Children's Hospital Philadelphia, and I met some amazing children there. I met this little girl, I'll never forget, her name is Aisha, and she was in the playroom in the pediatric oncology unit, and I walked by and she started screaming that there was a princess in the hospital, and I went in the room and gave her my crown, and she told me that when her hair grew back that she was going to get a crown just like mine because she couldn't get mine to stay on. I met a girl at Returns Day, actually. Her name's Lily, and she is in a wheelchair, and she's one of the coolest, most inspirational girls I've met. And when I was at Miss America, she sent me this bracelet, and she drew me a picture and sent me some of her pictures. And it says, "Even miracles take a little time," and it's from Cinderella. And Lily wants to do a pageant one day. So it's girls that I've met like that have inspired me. And actually, after I'm done Miss Delaware, my goal is to start a pageant for girls with special needs in Delaware. So that's going to be my next project.
Have you been working with the Children Miracle Network or
Yes.
Association?
Yes. Miss America is partnered with the Children's Miracle Network hospitals, and our local one is Philadelphia. It's quite a hike from Selbyville, but it was worth it going up there and visiting, and I plan on getting up there again soon. Spent a lot of time with AI DuPont. It's not a CMN hospital, but the kids there, it's amazing that someone, just me, can make those kids so happy, and it's humbling. It really is.
Now, the Polar Bear Plunge is coming up on
Yes.
Sunday, February
Yes.
the 3rd, 1 o'clock.
Yes.
Now, there's some past Miss Delaware winners, Galen
Yes.
Giacone, Heather Lehman's participating.
Yes.
Catch It Live's going to be there. Are you going to be there?
I will be there. I will. I've done the Polar Bear Plunge a lot. I used to do the exercise like the Eskimos in Bethany when I was in high school. Will not be my first rodeo, but I'm getting a little too old
Oh, okay.
for all that cold weather. But I'll be there, and then I'll be drinking hot chocolate immediately after.
That's a good combo. Hot chocolate's always
I'll probably
good.
still be bundled up by Super Bowl that night.
Oh. So what was the coldest temperature that when you participated in the plunge?
Oh gosh, I don't even know. I think my junior year of high school was the worst, and I don't know if that's because I ran in and dove, and I wasn't smart. I wore flip-flops.
Oh.
I don't know why I did that.
Can
Now
you wear like a wetsuit? What is the criteria for
I don't
that?
know. I feel like wearing a wetsuit's kind of a cop-out. Like, yeah, I'm here, but I'm
Okay.
still warm.
Right, okay.
I've always just gone in a bikini and sucked it up,
Oh, okay.
It's fun. I was on swim team in high school, but I don't think I could do laps in that. A little too cold.
And Joe Flacco participated for the Maryland Polar Bear Plunge. I believe it was last
Really?
year. Yes.
should have come to Delaware.
Oh, well,
I wasn't there last year. I was out of town last year for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he really does a whole lot in Delaware anymore.
He's
I
not
think
from Delaware.
I think occasionally he would visit the former coach Casey Keeler.
Yeah.
But I don't think he really makes too many trips to Delaware. Michael Vick does. He likes to eat. There's a place in Milford he just loves to go to, yes.
I never knew that. See, I'm a big Ravens fan. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah, big time. I met John Harbaugh in the Honolulu airport when I was 16, and I had a fangirl moment.
Oh, okay.
I was sitting with my mom, and I looked down a couple of seats, and I grabbed my mom, and I said, "Mom, that's John Harbaugh." She was like, "No way." So we're sitting there, like, kind of looking at him.
Yeah.
And finally, I just was like, I got to do it. And I walked up, and I had been in the Pro Bowl. That's why I was in Hawaii. I performed in the Pro Bowl halftime show with Enrique Iglesias. And I had a football that I already had signed by a couple players, and I walked over, and I was like, "I'm a really big Ravens fan. Could you please sign this football for me?"
Right.
He said that people never recognized him because he was the coach, and I was like, I'm a really big fan. He probably thought I was crazy, but I was really excited.
Now, since being Miss Delaware, do you get any perks to visit the training facility or during the regular season?
It's funny. I had a class sophomore year of college with like half the football team. Not gotten invited to anything football related at UD. Not been invited to anything UD related, really.
Oh, okay. And they have a new coach, Dave
They
Brock.
do. They just got a new coach. So maybe if he's watching, I would love to do something. I really support UD football. I wish I could be more involved.
And Rich Gannon, he's a great guy.
Rich Gannon is an alumni also. Two great quarterbacks from Delaware.
Yep.
Not too shabby.
No, Joe Flacco and Gannon. I'm a little partial to Gannon because he's just a good guy.
He seems like it. Yeah, Delaware, we've some good alumni. Vice president, 2 star quarterbacks.
Yep.
Not too bad.
Your University of Delaware is doing pretty good.
Yeah, pretty darn well.
Now, any predictions for Sunday for the big game between the Ravens?
I
know you're going to say the Ravens are going to win. That's a gimme. But what is the score? What do you predict?
27-21. No. Something around there. Something close. I'm excited, though, to see the Harbaugh. I think it'd be cool. Harbaugh on Harbaugh.
I think everybody's excited, but they had a tune-up during, I think it was last year during Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And John won, so he's got that edge.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see what happens. I don't dislike the 49ers, so, I mean, of course I'll be thrilled if the Ravens win, but there's a lot of worse teams they could lose to than the 49ers.
Yeah, and Colin Kaepernick, the quarterback.
He's a good quarterback.
Yes,
Seems
he
like
is,
a good
from
guy,
Nevada,
you know?
second year, yep.
You can't knock the 49ers. It's a lot of teams that I could.
Right.
But.
And Flacco, he's playing for his contract.
$20
million.
They just need to sign him. I feel like he doesn't get enough credit.
Well, if you're the Ravens owner, Steve Bichetti, I don't know if you really want to pay him $20 million a year. So you're just holding back and
as much as I love Flacco,
he'll give you a discount, but I don't think Flacco will.
I'm just a Ray Lewis kind of girl, though. He announced his retirement after the season right when I was leaving for Miss America.
Oh, okay.
And I went into my mom's room and I said, "Mom, I feel like I just got dumped." And then my dog got run over. I'm a huge Ray Lewis fan. It's going to be a tough year next year.
Now, he does that dance. Do you do that dance
No.
that he does?
No, I'm not as cool as him.
Oh,
Can't pull it off.
You can't?
No. Not that cool. I try, but I'm not.
Now, he's in the headlines today. It's all over a Sports Center that he's being accused. I guess the Sports Illustrated magazine is coming out February the 4th. Mm-hmm. They have a big article accusing Ray Lewis of using a banned substance because he had that torn tricep.
Yeah. I haven't heard that yet. I'd be disappointed, but I don't think there's a lot that could deter me from being a Ray Lewis fan.
Well, at this point,
let's be honest, he's been
it.
in a lot of trouble before, and
That's
I'm
true.
still a fan, so.
Well, he's saying he didn't use the substance, and the Ravens are backing him up. So as long as he doesn't pull a Lance Armstrong.
I just like watching the man play. I think he's a good leader. It's not often you see a linebacker that's a good leader on a football team. So I'm a big fan regardless.
It seemed like when he was injured, the team just didn't look the same.
They didn't, because he's the motivator. He's like the backbone, you know? That's why next season's going to be rough. So I really hope he gets another Super Bowl. I hope he gets a Super Bowl ring before he retires.
Yeah, he's been their leading tackler since he's come back. And Paul Kruger, you can see him on the sidelines getting advice from Ray Lewis, and I think it's helped his play. But they're going to miss him.
Still,
even if Ed Reed comes back, they're going to have to draft somebody or do something.
That's a double whammy. That's not even fair.
I think Ed Reed's coming back.
I think
Ray
he will
Lewis,
too. I hope he will.
I don't think he.
I hope he will. But
okay. Now, before we wrap this up, it's July the 27th, I believe, to the 29th at Dover Downs.
It's June.
Oh, June.
June
Sorry,
27th
I don't know where I
through
got
29th.
July from. But you'll have another Miss.
There will be a new Miss Delaware.
New Miss Delaware.
Yeah.
Any front runners yet?
Oh gosh. I mean, there's a couple girls returning from last year. There's a lot of new girls, a lot of new talent. The talent this year that I've seen so far is incredible. We have 3 instrumentalists, which is cool because last year we didn't have any. I'm just excited. I think I'm excited to pass it on and let another girl have these opportunities. It'll be tough to let go, but I'm excited to move on and to give another girl, let her follow her dream.
Let's, as we have to wrap this up, is there anything you'd like to add?
I just want to say thank you to everybody in Delaware. I had a lot of support before Miss America, and I hope I made everybody proud, even though I didn't advance anywhere. But I hope I made everybody proud, and thank you so much for all the support from the whole state and even nationally from my sorority. I had a lot of fans and a lot of supporters, and I'm just really thankful for that.
Well, thanks, Alyssa, for taking the time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
And that's Alyssa Murray, the current Miss Delaware. Coming up, more Jim Weller. And make sure you come here at Jimmy's Grill where everything's hot and all-you-can-eat spaghetti. More after this. I guess we're good. They didn't.
I don't know.
Okay, that's fine.
Here, I'll give you this back, your little microphone here. And I guess I'm going to head home because I can't eat any of this. It's my mom's. I would have gone with you to eat. She's really sick.
Hopefully you catch it.